My fellow Cosmos, it is officially Hallows Eve, or as indeed Halloween almost. Get ready to wear get ready to wear my costume actually almost after I do this. Talk to y'all for a little bit. But you can pretty much say Halloween come early, as I'm gonna do this. Seems like JD is at it again. He got himself in a squibble squabble, in a spat all over Twitter yet again with practically the AEW, the AEW women's locker room, and what a feast it was. It's I don't think he's still alive, but I didn't know. I didn't even know. We're gonna get into it, but yeah, this is going to be my second episode of This Is Why Wrestling Sucks. I was going to mention it. I was going to mention it before, but yeah, let's title this, and let this be the second episode of This Is Why Wrestling Sucks. And yeah, his name is still pretty much, but his name is trending all Jade from NY. Pretty sure most of y'all, if not all, the wrestling social space or community know who that is. JD from NY. And you could pretty much look at some clips from him. If you don't know, yeah, look at some clips. Or if you want to go to a show or something like that, or he has clips also. JD from NY 2006 clips. And yeah, you can pretty much look at those. But like I was just about to say, yeah, this all started in the morning. I didn't actually get wind of this until because I actually saw this just until now. You know, at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I think I just I don't know how I saw it, but I was like, wait, I was like, whoa, I saw it from like had to be. I don't know, it had to be from somewhere, but I just like, once I saw it, I was like, damn, it just straight up, and it went down the rabbit hole, and yeah, pretty much JD going right back and forth with Jade, Cargill, and I wanted to title this, but I wanted to let y'all know what I was talking about, but I wanted to title this, y'all only feeding JD ammunition. Y'all only giving him what he wants, and that's especially for someone like him that which like I just said, most of the big wrestling channels that really feed off, and just people in general that's on the internet, they want to be known, and they want to be beat off to that clout, and they want to get a lot of ammunition and popularity as they possibly can, and these females are feeding it to them. Their names, very I would say, yeah, from a name value, but yeah, they're very names in the AEW right now, and yeah, it's practically the big girls in the AEW women's locker room, and yeah, he was going back and forth with them all over Twitter in the morning. Jade, Cargill, first it started, and this all started from a tweet that what he did with it was like a post about how Marina, and she's going to be going up this Wednesday, I guess, against Jade Cargill for the TBS Women's Championship, and he said, please God, no, and that's what it started from there. And I gotta say right here, I'll give him credit. JD, as much as, and I don't want to, and yeah, this is pretty much putting a very sour sulfur taste in my mouth, because I don't like Jade. I pretty much made that clear. I even did a video about it. It's called, you can go back to it too. It's called Why I Don't Follow Wrestler Channels. Just like people, especially on the internet, false idols, and just stuff like that. Why I just don't blindly, because you don't know who these people are, and they're just because anybody not and just people like JD, they can go famous overnight. Anybody can have a voice. They can blow up overnight. But yeah, you can go back to that. But yeah, JD. Well, I said it started from just that post, and it was about a match. It was just about a match. He said just simple as that. And yeah, if y'all know JD, if you don't know now, like I said, you could pretty much look him up and go from there. Cause yeah, it's just how overly just sensitive and out of the blue how this just started. Like, and of course, because it's actually been a long time since I spoke on Jade Cargill. I'd make that, I don't know, it'll be going close to a year now. Because I actually spoke about her where she, probably a few of you remember that, where she had, it was a bit about, she tried to pull a race card or something like that. She tried to come at, the fans or, just the community or whatever, and tried to say that, she's a black, I guess you don't care, they don't care about black female wrestlers. It was something like that. But yeah, this is actually the first time I'm actually gonna, again, speaking on basically Jade Cargill. And yeah, like I said, it was a very fruitful, this made my night, especially. Like, yeah, this is a very eventful, very eventful, battle. It was very, delicious to oversee. And yeah, it's very extremely weird, and it's just like I been talked about this. I've talked about this already, numerous times. This is exactly why, and just in general, it's just like the whole ordeal, just the whole mindset and the theme about AEW. Everybody there is just overly. And just utterly, it's not just WWE. Of course, it's not them. It's WWE also, but that whole camp and their boss, Tony Cokehead himself. They're all sensitive. They're all baby bitch toddlers. Like, they're all children. Like, they all have salt in their veins, bloodstream. And it's ridiculous. And it's just, like I said, I don't like JD. I like people like JD, a channel like Solid Monster and JD and stuff like that. But at the same time, they can. I'm not the police. I'm not the moral, or I don't try to go out here and try to judge and treat anybody. Like, if JD wants to talk and he wants to use, have his own point of view and his opinions, then I'm gonna let him be. And I'm not gonna go out here and just try to relegate that to him and just try to put him in a box. Like, that's just, like I said, it just tells you the whole thing, and it's just why one of the major things why wrestling sucks right now. This is exactly why. More further, even the fact of why wrestlers are not stars. Why you don't have, just because I say, even with the wrestlers you have, even like wrestlers like AJ Lee. I mean, they like pretty much considered. I would pretty much consider them, like legends in the business. But like wrestlers like AJ Lee, like, and they're not even like at like she like this is a part of her generation, but. You don't see her. People don't like her, and I'm pretty sure she has her trolls, and people don't like her. But you don't see her all over, just like Daniel Bryan. You don't see them all over Twitter. I probably might eat those words, but yeah, you don't see them all over Twitter, bitching about, especially to like even people that have opinions or may have opinions about them. They take that in stride. It's like. For just like others like Jade Cargill to just, she's been doing this. It's all about her. It's like I said, her included, and it's just the whole theme about AEW. It's like people are just overly sensitive, and it's just people just have just a very squeamish personality, very sour taste, and they just can't take it. like I said, if you can't handle criticism, regardless of anybody, I don't care about the whole ordeal shit. About, like I said, it does have to some degree because you actually have some. I guess I can, that word smart or just mark in general, like shit like that. But it's like it gets to a point where like if people want to have their own opinions, who cares? Let them be. And it's like this all started from a tweet that was completely harmless. And it's like it's a typical, whether you want to look at it as a just typical troll tweet or not. And it's like it all started from him not basically just like anybody else would. They probably wouldn't want to see the match or whatever. I damn sure don't want to see any Jade Cargill matches. And I've heard that this Marina person is apparently, one of the worst wrestlers in AEW. What's new? AEW is all trash. The wrestlers, Tony Khan, the bookers, everybody. And it's like it all took a toll from there. You got, of course, Jade Cargill had started it all. First said something about it. Then, once JD replied to that, it all went downhill from there. He started going right back and forth. Then you had Rena, and I know I forgot to say who else was involved. You had also, I don't know who she is, but she's a part of Britt Baker's camp, like her squad. And she got into it, Then you had Britt Baker also get into it. Then, of course, you had Tony Khan. You had Tay Conti get into it. Like I said, it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, this is another reason why you have wrestling is where it's at right now. And it's why AEW is volatile as it is. I think I said this before, but remember when everybody was saying, especially their groupies, and remember when everybody was saying that AEW is the best place to be right now? It's all, candy sweets and butterflies, sunny days. Remember that 7 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, people were saying that about AEW. Wow, karma definitely exists, doesn't it? Look how that turned around. Wow. This is overly ridiculous. This makes no sense at all. It just makes no sense. I wanted to listen to what JD had said about that, because hours later, after that all happened in the morning, where you had just after him and Jade Cargill, and then Rebel get to it as well, and then you had, like I said, other women. That's other big girls in the AEW locker room, like Britt Baker herself and Tay Conti. Like I said, for this, I give him credit. Like JD knows how to piss. He knows how to get under people's skin. He knows how to ruffle. He knows how to extremely ruffle and scratch under people's skin. He knows how he has the key card to that. He has the trap card for that. And for that, I gotta give him props for that, because it's like, of course, just like everybody else, but it's like, JD has that effect. He has that aura about him. And for that, definitely I had no choice. And it's like, I hate it, but I gotta get in the defense for him, at least at this moment, because like you're coming at this man, and of course you have just thousands and thousands of people that they're on their ass, and they're barking along with these women, knowing damn well that if they seen them in public, they'll smile and wave at you, but behind those smiles, it can pretty much give how little a fuck you exist. So, but it's like, this is ridiculous. Like, you have a man that has his opinion, regardless of how you feel about him or not. And it's like, let that be at that. And it's like, wow. Like I said, this is exactly why wrestling, a part of this is another reason a major reason why wrestling isn't as mainstream as it was. It's because you have wrestlers nowadays, like, they can't take criticism. That's how I know you had wrestlers that, like, of course, like Undertaker or Stone Cold, they may have been mad, but they took it in stride. They didn't come at these journalists, look at them sideways, and just, they may have talked about it, of course, but it's not like they just went on social media and said, this nut bitch ass nut bag, and I'm gonna come at your house and in your homes, and you're living, you're homeless, or you're a mommy's daddy. Like, no, like, they weren't worried about that. They were worried about being the best that they can be, and relishing in that, and putting wrestling at their peak. And it's like, for names like Jade Cargill and Britt Baker to just be involved in shit like this. And it started from just a simple tweet or one of their AEW posts talking about this Wednesday, a match. And it all started from that. It's like, it's utterly ridiculous. And it's not like he was said, at fuck you, or, like, one of you girls, you can, like, suck my cock. You can come over here. I'm gonna make one of you come over here and suck my, like. It's not like he said some shit like that. It's like, it's a simple, like, he didn't really say anything. Like I said, it really just makes me vomit that I have to defend him in this case. But it's like, what did he really do? He didn't do nothing. And it's like, you're only giving him what he wants. You're making him look, you're making him look in this much more greater light. Y'all only feeding him what he wants and what he needs. That's all I'm going to say, but yeah, it's like, this is a problem. This is exactly why, a major problem, is because exactly why wrestling is where it is right now. Because wrestlers in this time, they're overly bitchy, and they have just sour. Their bloodstream is ice cold, and they don't know what else to do to get over. So they'd rather whine and cry and beg and bitch, like, at regular people all over Twitter. And it's like, seriously, makes no sense. But I'm gonna see y'all later. Stay blessed. Wow, what a day. Well, I guess for the wrestling social space, or the IWC, what a day it was. Ridiculous. It makes no sense.